To those ladies, I say if there's a place where you don't feel like you belong, create your own space. Who says you can't? You don't have to wait on the door to be open. Build the door and open it yourself. You begin to let people in. You let them in. Create your own space. That's what my girl Gina did. She walked out and created reserve just for you. She did that
And did.
and did.
And
So we
did.
why are we
And
waiting on
did.
somebody?
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Yes. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's a place where your voice belongs, where your story still matters. Come on in the spaces reserved for you. Reserved for you. Reserved for you. Reserved for you.
Hi, and welcome to Reserved for You. I am so excited to introduce to you all this week's special guest, Dr. Toni Stewart. Today's guest is a woman whose life reflects both deep faith and a heart for helping others, known to many as the Purpose Strategist. Dr. Toni Stewart holds doctorate degrees in Christian counseling and biblical exposition, bringing together biblical wisdom, practical insight, and decades of experience serving people through ministry, leadership, coaching, and community advocacy. She is a speaker, author, Bible teacher, leadership coach, and passionate encourager who has dedicated her life to helping people discover purpose, heal from life's challenges, and live with greater intention. Her books, including Successfully Singled, The Last 10 Days, It's Okay to Not Be Okay, and Finding Your Purpose, reflect her passion for meeting people where they are while pointing them towards hope, healing, and God's purpose for their lives. Beyond the titles and accomplishments, Dr. Toni is a devoted mother of 4 and the proud grandmother of 5 beautiful granddaughters. She understands firsthand what it means to carry responsibility, pour into others, and continue showing up even when life feels heavy. That combination of lived experience, faith, and compassionate leadership makes her the perfect person for today's conversation. Please help me welcome to Reserved for You, Dr. Toni Stewart. Dr. Toni, welcome.
Hey Gina, Bina.
How are you?
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Couldn't be better.
Yes, well, welcome to Reserve for You. I am so glad to have you here, and I am looking forward to us taking a deep dive into today's topic. I have already shared with our viewers and listeners about you, but we're going to get to know you a little bit more.
Okay, let's
Okay.
go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
But first, let's start off with a little icebreaker so we could, give them a little chip at who you
Just,
are. So
just a
tell
little
me
bit.
this a little bit. So tell me this. What is something that people would be surprised to know about you?
Something very simple that people don't know about me is that I've never had macaroni and cheese before.
Give it to me. Give it to me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
asking for.
I
Give,
absolutely know what you're asking for. Never in my life.
give it to me. You know what I'm asking for. Give it here.
There you go. Because
You've
I'm not trying it.
never
No,
had macaroni and cheese?
no. Because you know why? You can't
Why?
even tell me what it tastes like.
I can.
Go ahead.
It's cheesy.
Which
It's
tastes like,
creamy.
uh-huh.
If you've had pasta like spaghetti or
Mm-hmm.
any type of pasta and it's seasoned and you
Mm-hmm.
put cheese on top of it,
No,
the
ma'am.
eggs and butter makes it nice and creamy. Some people
No,
put
ma'am.
in
Creamy is not a taste. It's a
I'm
texture.
describing.
No, no, no. I'm not even interested, even in the least bit. Never had it. Never had it. Yeah. So my
How
card.
did you go your whole childhood not eating macaroni and cheese?
Well, I haven't had cheese before, so and I'm not
You
lactose intolerant. I just
you said you
cheese
never
is
had cheese?
no, never had a cheeseburger, never had lasagna. No, on pizza, I will take the cheese off and then put my pepperoni back on. Yeah, no cheese. Focus.
Who are you?
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna talk about this later.
Okay.
Cause even I didn't know that.
I know people. No, mm-mm.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm literally
speechless.
flabbergasted.
Yeah, we'll come back in the room and let's keep going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let me.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Bring it
Focus.
back in, Gina.
Yes. Bring it back
Okay,
in.
viewers, listeners. I know you've just went through the same shock factor. It's okay. We're still gonna embrace our sister.
Thank you.
We're
I'm
still
still
gonna
a
embrace
sister.
her. But but I'm going to be asking for the card. I need to
Yes.
see the card.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you hear, because you know this platform is called Reserved for You,
Hmm.
when you hear reserved for you as it relates to you as a woman, a
Hmm.
black woman, a mother, a public community servant of God, what does reserved for you mean to you?
It means that this is a place where I belong. I belong here. As a former county commissioner, I was vice chair of the board for 2 years and chair for 1 year. And I would go into a room and they would be talking over me, and I would have to say, hold up. I'm the chair of this board. I run this. So, I had to, reintroduce myself a few times, right? But when I hear
Yes.
that it's reserved for me, that means that this space has been waiting on me. This space is
Yes.
ordered for me. So, yeah, I'm at home because I'm supposed to be here. When you make reservations, that means that this has been set aside for you. So this is a place that has been set aside for me. Nobody can come. It doesn't matter, if I'm not there. It doesn't matter who came before me. It doesn't matter who comes after me. But for this moment, I belong here. So that's what this means to me. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that. That is so good. I really, really, really love that. Now, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
For Black women that feel like they don't belong in certain spaces and places because of other people's accolades and things
Mhm.
that they have worked for, but something in them feels like they don't belong. What do we say to the women that's of our age that has experienced life? We
Mhm.
are both at the fifth floor.
Yes, 55, baby, to be
We are
exact.
we're on the fifth floor, but
Yes,
there are still
ma'am.
some people that are finding their footing. But there's a space that's reserved for them that no one
Hmm.
else can occupy but
Hmm.
them. So what do we say to women that feel like they don't belong in certain spaces and places?
To those ladies, I say, if there's a place where you don't feel like you belong, create your own space. Who says you can't? You don't have to wait on the door to be open. Build the door and open it yourself. You begin to let people in. You let them in. Create your own space. That's what my girl Gina did. She walked out and created reserve just for you. She did that
And did,
and did.
and
So
did,
why are we
and
waiting on
did.
somebody?
I know. And who's to say where you do or don't belong? The only place you don't belong is where it is not meant for you to be.
Right,
That's
right.
it.
And the
You're just
reason
not
why the
meant to
door,
be there.
and that's the reason why the door hasn't opened, because that's not for you. It's not for you. So build your own door, and that comes with trusting God that he has a work and a purpose for you that only you can do. And it's no such thing as he's going to get somebody else to do it. No, he got them. That's their thing. That's their thing. You do you, boo.
Do you,
Do that.
boo?
That's one of my
I love that.
retreats.
I love
That's
that.
one of my retreats. Yeah. 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 So create your
I
own
love that. So
space.
y'all know I come with questions because y'all know I just turned 52 and they got to put these on.
Put your eyes on, Gina. Put your eyes on.
Got to put these on. I don't know why I just get into that character. But our topic is the cost of always being strong.
Mm,
When I tell you, when I wrote this down based upon what I know about you, reading your bio, and not only you, but also what I know about other Black women,
mhm,
and when we're strong in at times when we don't want to be, when we feel like there is no other choice, there is no one else that can do it, or feeling like, hey, I don't get to have a day off, whether that's
mhm,
mentally, physically, financially, but there is a risk
mhm.
or a cost
Yeah.
that comes with always being strong. And we're going to get into that today.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into that.
So, when you hear the phrase, the cost of always being strong, what immediately comes to your mind?
What's the price?
Mm,
What is the price for me always having to be strong? How much is it going to cost me? What's going to be lacking? What Peter do I have to rob to pay Paul? How much is this going to cost me? Because there is a cost.
mm, mm.
There's a
And
price to
who's going to
pay.
lack from it?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. The person paying.
That is such a loaded question.
It is.
Like,
Mhm.
so many answers can go in there when you think of the things that people have lost for the sake of being strong, or
Yeah.
feeling like an opportunity is not available to them, or feeling like
Hmm.
they've missed their turn in life and just have
Hmm.
never
Hmm.
had
Hmm.
a break.
Right.
But hopefully by the time they finish listening to this episode, they will create, like you said earlier, create that
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
And I will probably say this in every episode: no is a complete sentence.
Period.
Period. Why do you think so many Black women feel they have to be strong for everyone else?
Because that's what's been handed down to us. That's what's expected of us. Nobody told us. It was just the shoes that we walked into. No one said that we had to. It was an expectation that had been passed down to us from way back when. Way back when when our men were being beat, there was an expectation for us to look at that, to watch that, and still carry on with the right attitude, with the right mindset. It's been passed down to us, but nobody told us. It was just an expectation. And so we have to get to the point where we stand up and say, you know what? No, this ain't mine to carry. I don't have to do this. We have to teach people how to treat us.
Yeah,
And that's redefining their expectations of us. Yeah.
that's good. That's good. Redefining their
Mhm.
expectation of us. That's good. At what point does strength stop being healthy and become survival? Because some people may feel being strong or being able to handle everything, or so they think, as a badge of honor. But like you said earlier, something lacks, whether it's mental health,
Mhm.
whether it's your physical, your
Mhm.
finances,
Mhm.
but it will look like a badge of honor that I was able to do that. And
Mhm.
maybe they were. And I'm sure you have in some capacity, I have, but as you said earlier, at what cost? What did it
Yeah.
lack? So at
Yeah.
what point does strength stop being healthy?
Well, you named it. When your mental health begins to suffer, when your physical health begins to suffer. My line always is don't believe the lies you tell yourself. It is not a badge of honor that you were able to do something and you suffered for it physically. We all know what it's like when we get into bed and pull the covers up over our head. That's when we're not lying to ourselves. But when for the world, we say, yeah, I did that. I did that. But then we go home and we go into this shell and we see the blood that's comes from our calluses. We see the blood that pours from us, and we can't deny that. We can't deny
Yeah.
that. And so when our again our mental health begins to suffer, our finances begin to suffer, our physical begins to suffer, that's when it ain't cute, sis. That ain't cute.
Mm.
That ain't cute.
And that's why it's so important to build community.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Yeah.
so important
Yeah.
to build
Yeah.
community
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if you see another sister and you all have some commonalities where you all can take turns, pulling things together,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm speaking to women that specifically carry it themselves. Now, those that have a husband or a significant other, my hope is they're learning to balance that out with each
Right.
other, and that
Right.
whatever that hard season is, that God will give them the grace to get
Mm-hmm.
through it. But for
Yeah.
those that are used to carrying it themselves, and like you
Mm-hmm.
said, going to bed heavy, tired, to rinse and repeat. And I get it. There are
Yeah.
just some things you got to weather through.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can't afford to, what's the word? If you don't work, you don't eat. So
Mm-hmm.
we get
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
But when it's no longer strength, what you call strength is really you're surviving, but at the cost of your strength, you're weary, not being able to be tactical in the things that you need to do, problem
Mm-hmm.
solving, coming up with a solution because
Yeah.
we're so used to being strong.
And sometimes a person's strength is actually their weakness. So I look at the motive of their strength, right? Some people show up in strength because they're so insecure. Sometimes they show up in strength because um, they lack self-esteem. They are trying to fit in. They are trying to overcompensate for something. And so they try to show up in strength, but it's really a weakness.
But what does that look like? What are some symptoms of that?
That is really, you got to ask yourself again, don't believe the lies you tell yourself. Be honest with yourself. Why do I continue to show up in this space that I have to give so much of myself? Why? Is it because I fear being alone? Is it because I just want a friend? Is it because it makes me feel more valuable? If I'm in this circle, if I'm in this room, why am I doing what I do? And if the answer is to fulfill a lack in you, then that's your clue.
Mm. Oh, that's good. And as you were describing those things, I can literally see when there were times when that was me. When
Yeah.
you're feeling needed and important. Okay, so and so is calling on me to do X, Y, and Z, so they need me. Although you don't have the capacity to carry that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know you can't do it, but you're afraid to say no in fear of they won't ask you for your assistance at another time, or maybe someone will be upset with you because you couldn't do something. Like, no is it's a functioning word. And I had to learn that because
Mhm.
no was not always in my vocabulary.
It's very challenging for people, especially people pleasers, because they don't want to let people down. When
Yeah.
you are carrying the load all the time and people have that expectation of you, it's so easy to slip into people pleasing because you don't want to let people down. And so people, they won't even try. Like if I had somebody to tie my shoes every day, why would I? If I had somebody to, do whatever for me, why would I? What I know, I can just make this call and make it happen. Again, we are
Mm.
teaching people how to treat us. And so
That is so good.
when you realize what it is that you're doing, then it's no longer on that other person. It's on you. It's now on you. They're not hurting you, you're hurting you.
And while someone else is thinking, oh, you're such a great help and you're always being thanked for, assisting. And granted, there are times when you will have the capacity to do that. But when you
Hmm.
know that you
Hmm.
are exhausted, when you know that if you carried one more thing, you're
Yeah.
going to break. So
Yeah.
it's the risk of let me help such and such, and they don't even know that you have these needs, or they don't know that you're scrambling to
Right.
make ends meet, or to come out of the depths of what you're in. And the bigger question would be, if they knew, would they help?
Let me give you an example. Perfect example. I was doing some collaboration with someone, and my mother had passed. And this person was like, I need you to come back to yourself. I need you to talk to me. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And I think that in their mind, they were trying to put, what place that I was in. So I think they were trying to pull me from the place that I was in, but their speech gave way to what it really
Mm,
was. They wanted me to show up for them because, as they said, I need you. And I was like, you want me to come out of this stupor because you want me to make you feel better,
wow.
not because I'm becoming unhealthy in my grief,
Hmm.
but you want me to show up for you so that you can feel better. So the key
Wow.
would be to do what you did for me. You would just call and say, hey, I knew you weren't going to answer the phone, but I'm calling anyway. Right. So that
Yeah.
didn't put a demand on me. That let me know that when I was able to talk, when I did get to that place, you would be a safe place for me to just release, not a
Yeah.
place where I had to start pouring out of myself and giving of myself to somebody else. So to
Yeah.
answer your question, you will see if they knew what it was, if they would do anything differently.
That is so good. Oh my gosh. Like, everything that you've shared, I have seen myself in different seasons where
Hmm.
I didn't show up for myself enough to be seen by the other person.
Mm.
And sometimes people knowing what you're going through, instead of saying, how can I be of service to you? What can I do for you?
Hmm.
Even if it's nothing, just
Hmm.
knowing that,
Hmm.
oh, like you said, when I am ready to talk, or if I am
Hmm.
ready to respond back to Gina's
Hmm.
text, you knew you weren't going to hear, oh my gosh, finally.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
didn't text or
Yeah.
call with the expectation of hearing back from you until you were ready,
Hmm.
because I have not been down the path that you are now traveling,
Hmm.
finding new normals.
Hmm.
You, what's the word I'm looking for? Depending on memories to,
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
solace in that. So it's like you
Hmm.
have to just be available. Let somebody know that you're thinking of them. Even if it's nothing that you could physically do, just
Hmm.
knowing that you're on someone's mind, and that when they are ready
Hmm.
and they want to lean on you, or come back,
Hmm.
they will in time.
Yeah. And you know what? Me not answering my phone, me not, because one of the things that left when my mom passed away was I lost my voice. So that wasn't a good thing. However, it is what it is. So I really lost my voice. So I didn't talk to anybody on the phone. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. At the same time, um, that was me showing up for myself because I didn't have to perform. I didn't have to be Dr. Tony. I didn't have to be Commissioner Stewart. I didn't have to be Pastor Tony. I didn't have to be Elder Tony. I was showing up for myself. I would go to church, and if I sat there in one song of praise and worship and I was done, I would get up and leave because I was showing up for me. I owned what I was feeling, I sat in what I was feeling. No
Yeah.
matter what that was, I sat in that because that was the only way that I would get through it and not return to that same space.
Yeah.
I had to sit in what I was in.
I don't know. I don't know how people gonna feel about me saying this. When you are a believer,
Mhm,
now and you serve in a leadership role in ministry, but
mhm,
with that and anyone that is a born again believer, that because you're grieving doesn't mean that you lack in faith with God. It doesn't mean that you don't believe. It doesn't mean that you're not praying. And even if you're not, because you're grieving, maybe all that you could say is Jesus, or
mhm,
some people that in that moment they just want to breathe.
mhm,
That just because you are a born again believer and you're grieving and it looks dark, or it doesn't look like you're showing up,
mhm.
it doesn't mean that the person don't believe. It doesn't mean that they lack faith in Christ. It doesn't mean
Right.
that they're not in their word. It doesn't mean that they're not standing on his word. It just means in that moment, in that
Mhm,
season,
mhm.
they're grieving.
You know, the shortest scripture in the Bible is Jesus wept. His friend passed, his friend, and Jesus wept. He was God in the flesh, and he still wept, knowing what he
Mm.
was able to do, knowing what he had power to do, knowing what he had authority to do, and he still wept. So if I want to cry, I'm gonna cry. If I want to be pissed off, I'm gonna be pissed off. If I want to kick something, I'm gonna kick something. And then I can still be like, okay, God, do what you gotta do. Because this is how I mean,
And
and
still
I'm
love
honest with
Jesus.
and still love Jesus. I still trust him. I still serve him. There was not I talked to him probably more during that time than I normally do because only where I was at, could nobody pull me out of that but him. It didn't
Mm.
keep me from being God. This don't make. And then a year later, lose my sister. It didn't keep me from him, but nobody could pull me from that place but him.
But him.
Nobody. Nobody. I wanted to feel normal. I wanted to feel
Mm.
like Tony. I wanted to I wanted my heart to smile. I wanted my soul to smile. I wanted some normalcy. And I told God one day, walking to the mailbox, not on my knees, I was walking to the mailbox, and I said, God, I just want to be Tony again. And he said, you'll never
Jesus.
be her. You have to
Whoa.
embrace the person you are evolving into. I'll never be that person again. I'll never be the person who had parents. I'll never be
Mm.
the person who had a sister. The only person in this world that I share blood with, like same mama, same daddy. My children don't even have 100% of my blood. The only person. And so I'll never be that person again.
Wow.
I grieve for that person,
Yeah.
but I trust God enough to know that greater is coming.
The losses that you have experienced in the past couple of years.
Mhm.
So my question would be, can someone be deeply faithful while also struggling emotionally? And how do we, or how do this person reconcile the two, that you can be faithful, but you can also be struggling emotionally?
Being faithful means that I continue to show up, right? And
Okay.
it may not be I keep showing up to church, or it may be I keep showing up for church. But when I think about being faithful, I think about to the things that God has entrusted to me, my serving, right?
Mhm.
So the emotional aspect of it is different. One is what I do, the one is what's going on with me in my mind, in my
Mhm.
heart, in my soul. And so I have to understand that I can still do what God told me to do and still feel what I feel. And
And
both
both
are
are okay,
okay.
that you're still able to fulfill the obligation while still navigating the emotions, whether it's the crying, whether it's anger, whether it's pity, even depression. I'm gonna put it like this: I think people can experience depression without being depressed.
And it's some people deal with seasonal depression, right? A certain time of the year they're going to be depressed, right? It doesn't mean that they stop going to work. It doesn't mean that they, are in the bed for 2 or 3, days or weeks at a time. It just means that they are in a, they're just depressed. And that's different from a state of depression. So you could be in a state of
Yeah.
depression and just, I'm not going to work. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. So that's something else that we have to deal with. They're going to work. They're serving in the church. They preaching in the pulpits. They leading praise and worship and depressed.
Now I'm glad you
We,
mentioned that. I'm
mhm,
if I can just segue into the next question, because I don't want to lose my thought in
mhm,
what you just said. How would a person know the difference between that difficult season
mhm.
and a burnout?
Burnout, when a person is burnt out, their desire to do that thing no longer exists. It's not a I don't feel like it anymore. It's like, no, this is draining me.
Oh,
This is taking from who I am now. My desire is no longer there. Like, I don't even like to do this. There's nothing in me that desires to do it. Nothing in me that even there's nothing encouraging about it. Me even doing this, I have nothing left for it. When depression, seasonal depression would be, I just don't feel like it right now. But if I'm burnt out, no, I don't ever, I don't desire this. This is not, no longer serves me, and I'm no longer serving it. I'm at the end. Now, can you
that's
come
a
back
very
from burnt
fine
out?
line.
It's a very fine line. Can you come back from being burnt out? Um, yes, but I don't think you will ever come back the same.
Now, you mentioned earlier about grief. How does unprocessed grief, disappointment, or trauma show up in everyday life? Like you said, people still go to work, they smile through it, they're still doing life, they're still casual, they're still looking like they have it all together,
Mhm.
but they are just saturated in unprocessed grief, disappointment, trauma.
Well, one thing you're going to have to know is that it's going to show up. I don't care how much you keep presenting yourself. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So when I got double-minded, I got this going on over here and this going on over here. I'm unstable in everything that I do. Everything that I do is unstable. So I might keep showing up, but something is off. I might show up over there, but something is off.
Mhm.
I've been doing the same thing that I've been doing, but something is off. And eventually you're going to get to the end of it. and it's going to be, you're going to be exposed.
And these are the things that speak back to the topic of the cost of always being strong.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that you don't know when you're going to spaz out, pop
Yes, ma'am.
off.
Hmm.
You don't know when you're going to explode.
Yes, ma'am.
It is such a dangerous place to be in. And I
Yes.
believe, and not to put the accountability on other people, but I do feel those that see, sometimes we can see that a person is hurting, that
Hmm.
they're in trouble, but because they're still functioning, and when you're continuing to still lean on that person, pull on that person, you're still poking the bear, knowing that they're not in a good place. Like,
Hmm.
you're accountable for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people that do that are people that really lack emotional intelligence, completely lack emotional intelligence. And with emotional intelligence, the only thing you have to do is consider the other person. Just consider. You may not have to empathize with them or even sympathize with them, but if you would just consider, take a moment and consider that person, the other side of the coin, and use wisdom. But I think that, again, as we are standing on this fifth floor, we would hope that we've learned some things from the first, second, third, and fourth floor, and that we apply those things.
Now, in all that we've shared, and especially we're talking about Black women,
Mhm.
what conversations do you wish Black women were more open to having with one another?
I wish that Black women, one would tell another Black woman it's okay. There's some certain times, and it's not exclusive to Black women, but it's men and Caucasians and all of that. But there are times when we get to a certain place and sometimes we forget the first floor, the second floor, the third floor. Sometimes we forget. Or maybe it's so painful that we don't want to remember. But if just let me know that what I'm feeling is okay. Let me know that I ain't in this by myself. Let me know that I haven't messed up so bad that I'm not, redeemable. Don't. Let me know that I'm okay. No matter what I did, no matter how many baby daddies I got, no matter how many times I failed, let me know I'm okay and that I still matter. Don't throw me away because I already feel thrown away.
Now, I
Mhm.
do believe as Black women, there are places and spaces that we definitely show up where we won't break in
Mhm.
front
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
certain people.
Mhm.
Like, we're now that I'm okay with. Like, nope, we're not gonna give
Right.
X, Y, and Z the
That's right.
satisfaction
That's right. That's right.
of knowing that they have poked the bear. Nope,
Mhm.
you get on the phone and you call the person that you're safe with, and you spaz out there. You blow
Absolutely.
up there.
Absolutely.
You hold your head up high. That's not faking the funk. That's not
Mhm.
pretending.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
is you preserving
Mhm.
you, because we dare not.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we shouldn't have to be that way, but we know that we have to do more to get
Absolutely.
ahead of the curve. We have to
Absolutely.
show up in spaces. We have to stand tall. We can't flinch. We can't
Mhm.
look to the left. We can't look to the right, because the margin keeps moving. Sometimes the
Yes.
goalpost keeps moving.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
you stay ahead, when it moves, you're already there.
Right.
Hello.
Right. 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 Get ready. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
Yes.
That's all we saying. That's all we saying.
So those conversations we should have with other women, whether we're in the same space or level. I think you should have people in different levels, one that you can learn from and one that you can teach, and
That's right.
everyone else around you, you just build together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody left behind.
Nobody left behind. I talk to people about me when it's necessary. I talk to people about me being in the ministry and getting pregnant in the ministry. And no, I don't tell everybody, but when I see somebody getting kind of tied up, I'm like, hold on, let me tell you where this could go.
Yeah.
Like they like you, yeah, me. I wasn't exempt.
And that you're not alone. You are
Yes.
not alone. And
Yeah.
even if one of the things that I truly believe in, Dr. Tony, is that I may not agree, I may not come into agreement with something that you may say or do, but that does not lack me being there for you.
Absolutely.
It doesn't lack
Absolutely.
me keeping the sisterhood available for you to still say I see you,
Mm-hmm.
even if I'm offering direction, because we know that either it's going to be caught or taught.
Mm-hmm.
A lesson is
Yeah.
going to be caught or
Yeah.
taught.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it goes well or it crumbles, one, I'm not looking and waiting for you to fall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stand in the gap with you
Mm-hmm.
in hopes that you correct it along the way. But
Right.
to make you feel like you're going through it alone,
Mm-hmm.
do you know how many times I've had to go back specifically when I call myself getting married the second time?
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of the elders from the church, she poured into me. She was like, Gina, are you sure? Have you had counsel? Like,
Mm-hmm.
she said and did all the right things. Actually, it was she and another lady. And at first I was feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm not supported. But that
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, they were
Right.
offering guidance and
Right.
wisdom. They were telling me right. They didn't say, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
They were just saying, have you done this? They're on the outside. Maybe they had been there, done that, or had some type of
Right.
experiences. And here I was thinking that maybe I was in love, or I'm in here, I am closer to 40, and now, I'm feeling like I'm not supported. And that wasn't it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you that I went through hell and back in a short period of time,
Mm-hmm.
hell and back.
Wow.
I didn't waste any time contacting them saying, I am so
Mm-hmm.
sorry I
Mm-hmm.
didn't listen to you.
Yeah.
I am so sorry that I did not heed to what you were trying to tell me. I couldn't get to them fast enough.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when I tell you they were still there to love on me,
Mm-hmm.
to restore me, never once did they ever say, I
I
told
told
you.
you so.
They
Mm-hmm.
didn't even they didn't even attempt to dig in to find out what happened or to go, They were right there to restore me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to restore my faith, to help me keep my head up.
Yeah. And we
Even
gotta
though I
be
dealt
there.
with the shame.
Yeah.
Yes. They're
Yeah.
not there to fix it. I still had to go through it. I still
Mm-hmm.
had to go through that season. I
Mm-hmm.
still had to learn the lesson. I had to, as you said earlier, I still had to sit in it. I
Mm-hmm.
had to sit in it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pray my way through. I had to repent my way through. They weren't the only ones. I was going to God. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
sorry. You tried
Mm-hmm.
to tell me. You showed me. I went through all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But to have the boots on the ground, to still have God's people that still saying we're right here.
Yeah.
We are right here. So as Black women, and I know this is the platform speaks to Black women because we understand each
Right.
other and our Blackness, but this narrative fit anybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have to build community because even within your own, everybody may not be who you need them to be for you at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You said something, Gina, that I want to make sure that I don't want to skip over. We as
Okay.
Black women, we have to know that we don't always have to fight. So when somebody comes to us to offer us a word of wisdom or just to, share something with us, we we get so defensive because we always ready to fight. And we don't have to be, if we just put this down and say, okay, let me hear you. Because when I'm like this, listen, I'm ready to react. I'm not trying to hear you. I'm just ready to react. So, and that's because we're so used to fighting. So with each other, we got to be like, sis, you ain't got to, I ain't here to fight you. I don't want to fight you. I'm fighting with you, not fighting you.
I don't know how to fight. You win, girl. How do women, how do we, us, collectively, individually, how do we set healthy boundaries where it's not offensive to others?
I think it's in the way, I think it's our approach. It's the way that we set those boundaries. Now, mind you, again, we teach people how to treat us. So if I have taught you that it's okay for you to cross the line with me, that's what I taught you. So I can't be like, oh, no, 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 because that's my fault. So what I have to do is unteach you. Let me teach you a different way. This is on me. I have to accept accountability for teaching you that it was okay for you to cross these lines with
Mm,
me. But right now, it's not okay. So, right now, I want to work on unlearning some things. I want to teach you another way. When
that's
I
so
when I
good.
take responsibility for my actions, it's not their fault that they crossed the line. It's not their fault. You didn't give them a line. You gave them complete access. And now I'm offended because what you taught me was that I had complete access. And now you being undignified and you tripping with me, it's my fault. But this is what you taught me. So we have to take accountability and then take the time to teach them something new. And I think that's how we do it without being offensive. Yes. Yeah.
It's all about community. You have to build your community with the
Mhm.
people that best fit you. And
Yes.
sometimes, as we all know, the saying, some people are there for a season,
Hmm.
some are there for a reason, some are
Hmm.
there for a lifetime. And you really have to know the difference.
When you know a person's purpose in your life, if you just start there, I look at everybody as an assignment. Everybody is an assignment for me. It could be so that I can pour into them, it could be so that they can pour into me, but it's an assignment. And if that person is not supposed to be in my life, then they're draining me. We don't have purpose. We don't have purpose. And so if somebody leaves my life, well, your purpose is up, or you were no longer supposed to be in my life. Because if you were, you would still be here.
Yeah.
So understanding why a person is in your life, like you're my Gina Bina, right? And
Yes.
you have poured into me so much so. And there's been times when I've been able to be there, for you. So we have
Absolutely.
purpose. We have purpose. And it's not, so when I went through my thing, right, when I wasn't talking, like when I lost my voice and I wasn't talking, it didn't mean that you didn't have purpose in my life. I knew that because I know your purpose in my life and my purpose in your life, when that time came, it was still there. Now,
Yes.
if I started talking again and was not available for you or you not available for me, then I would simply say there was a time where we went through some things together.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
It is so okay.
It's so
It is
okay.
so okay. It's I you know what, I sometimes liken it to a relationship with the opposite sex. When things end amicably,
Mhm.
and there's nothing else to be said, nothing else to be done, you would just be like, okay, well, at that time, when it was good, it was good.
Yeah.
And when it's not, it's not. But don't spin the block. Because I may not be the same.
I am absolutely not the same.
But that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
We
yeah.
definitely may need to do a round two and talk about some things. So as we wrap this up, because I don't want to leave it heavy for those, because just talking about the cost of being the cost of always being strong. What are some tips? I'm gonna give you a chance to, however you want to lay it out to those that are listening. What are some words of wisdom that are practical that you
Mhm.
can give to women that are in a season and don't really know how they're going to pull themselves out of it?
I encourage women to do is listen to their bodies. Again, sit in it, right? Know that it's okay for you to feel whatever you're feeling. Whatever it is that you're feeling, if you're hurt, if you're pissed, if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're happy, it's okay to embrace whatever it is that you feeling at that time and listen to your body, right? Because if you and I do believe this, if you don't lay yourself down, God will lay you down. I promise you. But it's don't lose you in the process. And so many times we get lost in that revolving door. And as when you were saying that, I literally saw the revolving door, right? When the door is revolving, there's a time when you get out and go into this new place, right? There's a
Yes.
time when that happens. And then sometimes you got to go back in so you can get out of that. But that continued cycle, you're going nowhere. And if you find yourself going nowhere, that's because you ain't got out when you need to get out.
Let me ask you this, because this is more about you. And you mentioned earlier about the transitions of your mom and your sister,
Mhm.
your nephew,
My niece.
was it your niece? All these transitions that have happened, and you said you're no longer the same person.
Mhm.
What has this season taught you about you? Like, who do you think you are now?
I don't know. And I'm so okay with not knowing. Yeah, I don't feel like I that I have to create an answer. I don't feel because I'm in a safe place, so I don't have to, right? I don't know because I'm discovering who this
That's
55-year
good.
old woman is, um, who is now the matriarch of the family, who is now for the first time an empty nester. My oldest son is 37. My baby is 17. For the first time in my entire life, I'm living alone. I don't even know what this looks like, Gina. I don't even know nothing about this. Like, I can't educate myself about this because this is something that has to be
Mm,
lived through.
that's good.
And so I'm excited about who I am becoming. I'm nervous about who I am becoming. I'm a little scared about who I am becoming, but I'm becoming, and that's enough for me.
You are actively doing something, because you said I'm discovering.
Mhm, mhm.
Because just because you haven't pinpointed out one thing, but you're still actively participating in
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
and you're needed in different capacities now.
Hmm.
So you're not needed as, your children are now adults and you
Mm-hmm.
have young adults, you have grandbabies,
Mm-hmm.
your parents are with the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
your sister, but you still have community.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying, hey, I am becoming
Mm-hmm.
whatever I need to be in this space because my needs are different now.
Yes. Yes.
You're not preparing kids for back to school as far as high school. You're not trying to figure out
Thank you,
how
Daddy.
you're going to do this. You're not having to pick up and drop off and Friday night sports and
Glory. I'm an advisor now. I'm an advisor now. I'm not coddling a baby. I'm an advisor. I'm a counselor. I advise them now. I don't tell grown folks what to
that's good.
do, but I'm here as your advisor. I'm here as your counselor. I just changed hats. So I'm I'm just again, not even just with the passing of my family members, I'm no longer the same mom that I was.
Yeah.
Because I had to parent one way. Now I'm your counselor and your advisor. Um, but this is new, and I am not just becoming, but I am evolving, and I am being an active participant in my life. And God told me my purpose didn't die with my mom and my sister. So as long as He still has purpose for me, there's still a purpose for me.
And you get to do it unapologetically because
Yeah.
you don't owe anyone an explanation of your
No,
why.
no.
Oh,
My
that was
why has
good.
nothing to do with anybody.
Yes.
So I don't need to explain my why. Because what you gonna do with that information?
It's gonna show up and serve its purpose.
Yeah.
It's gonna show up and serve its purpose. You know what? This oh
Hand
yeah.
me back. Hand me back.
You good. You you
Yeah.
you you good.
Yeah.
You gonna be
Stay
all
tuned.
right. You are all right.
Mhm.
She about
Stay
to be
tuned.
outside.
Yeah. And that's what I want um my sisters to know, that I don't care what they did, where they been, what scars they have. None of it was fatal. None of it. It was necessary. It was needed. If not for you, for somebody else. So go ahead, do the thing, make it happen, and show up. And most importantly, show up for yourself.
You literally answered my last question. My last question was, if you could leave every woman listening with one truth to carry into her next season, what would it be? And you you just put it out there
Show up.
because that space is already reserved for you.
Drop the
It
mic.
took me a long time, Dr. Tony. It took me a long time to get to the place where I knew what this meant.
Mhm.
I It took me almost 2 years to get to this place where we are now because I'm like reserved for you. Like off the cuff, I'm like, I know what a reservation mean. I know what a space that's reserved for me, no one else can occupy. But I had to embody it that wherever you place your feet,
Mhm.
wherever you sit, wherever you lend your voice, whoever you are becoming, because as you said it earlier, who I was at 45 or at 40, 42, I'm not that same person at 52.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm still a student of life. I
Mhm.
still can learn from those that are
Mhm.
younger than me.
Mhm.
I'm open to learning from those that are in the same space that I'm in,
Mhm.
older than me. is such a it's so honorable to be in a place where you're like, okay, I haven't arrived. I am
Mm-hmm.
arriving
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
I don't know it all. I know a little bit about a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
a lot I know, a lot of lessons, a lot of blessings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like there's more lessons than blessings. But if it wasn't for the lessons, I wouldn't have the blessings. So I guess one without the other. And
That's right.
I really thank God and this space that we have had an opportunity to occupy right now, it was absolutely reserved for you.
Oh,
And I love that. And I thank you that the cost of always being strong is going to cost is going to cost you something if you're
mm-hmm.
not careful of protecting the
Mm-hmm.
things and the people around you. It will cost you your mental health. It will cost you your physical health. It will
Yeah.
cost you relationships that you spent so much time in. And there is a difference, as we talked about earlier and in our wrap up, there's a difference in being in a season and having a burnout. But
Mm-hmm.
when you don't know, like you said about the revolving door, if you don't know what season you're in, you're going to stay in
Yeah.
that revolving door cycle where every time you think your opening is coming, because your attention is somewhere else, when you
Yeah.
look up, you've already passed that opening. So now
Mm-hmm.
you got to wait until it's your turn again. And guess what is likely happening?
Mm-hmm.
Other people are hopping on in that open space and they're occupying that space with you. And while they're getting off, that's not your stop. So now you
Right.
still gotta wait.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes,
See,
ma'am.
you open up something there. You open
That
up
will
something
preach.
there.
That will preach, Gina
You
Bina.
final words, Dr. Tone. Do you have any final words?
You nailed the whole thing. You nailed the whole thing. I just want to this my final word would be to you, keep letting us know it's okay. Please keep letting us know that there's a space for us where I don't have to be defensive, where I don't have to fight, where I can come in my authentic self, no matter what that looks like. I can show up like that and be okay because that's what gives me the strength to be strong. It's like being able to, I'm carrying these weights and I'm able to come into this space and put them down. It gives my arms some rest. It allows me to exhale. And then after, you kind of help me get my strength back, I can pick the weight back up and go back out. So thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so good. Yes, yes. See, I love this. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. Now, what
I
I
have
want you to
too.
do, Dr. Tony, is let the people know, those that would love to connect with you on
Mhm.
all our socials. And I share with the people earlier in the when I read your bio, you are also an author and you
I am.
just completed a new book, Successfully Single. So, how can people get in touch with you? Tell us about Successfully Single. We'll have to bring you back and talk about relationships and being single in our 50s.
Yeah, you know what? Successfully
Ew.
single. Ghetto. Successfully single is not to not for people who never want to be married. But it's also for people who don't want to not be married, right? It's it talks about life. It's about embracing the season that you're in. And it's about living. And my tagline that came up after I wrote the book is become whole before you become one. So that's what the book deals with. It's about becoming whole. Like I want to get this single life cuz I'm in it, right? So I might as well be successful. I ain't going to be no punk for nothing. So it's about me saying, you know what? Since I'm here, I might as well make it work. Since I'm here. I ain't going to always be here, but since I'm here, Let me do this thing right. Because if I'm successful at this, I can be successful in marriage. If I'm miserable as a single woman, chances are I'm going to be miserable as a married woman. So let
Mm.
me be whole before I become one. So that's what Successfully Single is about. I will be doing a Successfully Single retreat for men and women so we can live life. It's about living a life of no regret. When I was single, I said, I'm not going on any vacations because I'm going to wait on my husband. I want to do everything with my husband. Me and my
Right here,
husband,
missing
me
out
and my
on life.
husband. That joker did never take me on vacation. So here I was waiting to get married to take vacation. No, baby, buy your house now if that's what you want to do. Travel now if that's what you want to do. Live your life. That's what being successfully single is. I'm embracing my season. Since I'm here, in the meantime, let me live this thing up.
How can
So
the
that's
people
what we're
connect with
doing.
you on Beyonce's internet? How can they connect with you?
So you can find me on Instagram. I am Dr. Tony. You can find me on Facebook as well. I am Dr. Tony. Or you can find me on TikTok, Dr. Tony, the number 4. You can find me there. I am a coach. I am a purpose strategist. All of those things. So I'm here. I'm here to serve, and I'm here to make sure that you live your best life. So if you want to have a conversation about that, just DM me and we can talk about it.
Awesome, awesome. Dr. Tony, thank you so much for this time well spent here on Reserve for You. And for those of you that are watching or listening by way of YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you next time. This was so good.
Amazing.
I am